It's the final major of the PBA season, the prestigious Lumber Liquidators U.S. Open. And 3 past Open champions have made their way to today's Final Four. 2001 winner Mika Koivuniemi, 2006 champ Tommy Jones, and your 1 seed Norm Duke. Joining those heavyweights, Ryan Schaefer. No stranger to majors, this is his 12th major show, but he hasn't found the winner's circle yet, having come in second 4 times. Heavy lifting ahead for Schaefer as these 4 try to earn a spot in bowling immortality. Another sold-out crowd here at the Brunswick Zone Carolier in North Brunswick, New Jersey, for the finals of the most challenging and prestigious event on the PBA Tour. We welcome you to the 68th edition of the Lumber Liquidators U.S. Open. Last night, right here, number 4 seed Ryan Schaefer struggled mightily to find the pocket early on, and he fell behind 6 seed and defending U.S. Open champ Bill O'Neill by as many as 46 pins. But then O'Neill lost the pocket, and Schaefer zoned in on it, dropping all 3 in the 10th to take his first lead of the match. O'Neill needing a mark in the 10th to move on. Left that split, could not clean it up, and Ryan Schaefer advanced with the 10-pin victory. And he will start off our show today versus the odds-on favorite to earn PBA Player of the Year honors, your 3 seed Mika Koivuniemi. 2-time major champ Tommy Jones is your 2 seed, and on top, seeking his 34th career title, the legendary Norm Duke. Thrilled you're with us this afternoon from New Jersey. We have 3 current or former PBA Hall of Famers, or 3 current or soon-to-be PBA Hall of Famers on today's show, which lends further credence to the fact that this tournament continues to weed out the weak, and only the strong survive. And because this tournament is such a grind, you get a tendency to see the competitive juices and a hint of controversy appear more than you might see at a normal tournament. This is a direct quote from Ryan Schaefer last night, a shot perhaps at the Mika Koivuniemi camp. Every time I bowl him, he throws a Brooklyn strike, and I'm sick of it. I might aim one Brooklyn tomorrow just to give it back a little bit, but hold on here, Ryan. The scene early on last night, Ryan Schaefer throwing not 1, but 2 Brooklyn strikes left of the head pin in the first 3 frames of his win versus O'Neill.
Must be trying to emulate Mika.
For more on the Brooklyn controversy, here's Randy Peterson with Schaefer.
Ryan, some pretty strong words after your victory last night. Why is it that Mika provides so much motivation for you?
Well, you know, Mika and I are pretty good friends. Obviously, he's a great player. He won the Tournament of Champions this year. He won $250,000. And I haven't had the best of times. I thought I bowled good and haven't made any TV shows. So when I bowled him in a match last night and he threw a Brooklyn and it helped him beat me, I was obviously frustrated. Nothing against Mika, especially in the U.S. Open. Brooklyn's happen. But, you know, I'm just sick of it. I want things to go my way for once.
Thanks, Ryan. Good luck.
No problem.
Mika, you watched the telecast last night. You obviously heard the comments from Ryan. Here's your chance to comment on what he thinks about your Brooklyn.
Actually, I watched that, and I'm really happy he remains me to beat him. So I did something right. Today, I let my bowling ball do the speaking either side of headpin.
All right, now respectfully changing gears, you are the first player in PBA history to make the telecast in all 4 majors in 1 season. Is that a big advantage for you?
I don't know if that's any advance. I don't get any extra pins for that, but if I keep bowling good today, make a good shot, stay in the game, I have a good chance.
Thanks, Mika. Good luck.
The number 4 seed is a 4-time PBA Tour champion, former Rookie of the Year and Steve Nagy Sportsmanship Award winner from Horseheads, New York, Ryan Schaefer.
This the 12th televised appearance at a major for Ryan Schaefer. Has never won a major, 4 times has been a runner-up. 5 times he's come in third. Twice he's come in fourth. He is your 4 seed right now. Leaves the 3-6-10, a little left of target there, but not a Brooklyn effort.
I was wondering when you were going to go there with the Brooklyn. But again, you know, like Ryan said, Brooklyn's happened in the U.S. Open because of the tremendously difficult oil pattern. You don't have to miss target by very much to go Brooklyn.
Push.
Gets the push, gets the spare, takes a seat. And now the introductions for Mika Koivuniemi.
The number 3 seed won $250,000 at the PBA Tournament of Champions, owns 9 career PBA titles with 3 majors, including the 2001 U.S. Open. From Heartland, Michigan, representing Finland, Major Mika Koivuniemi.
And Randy, those 3 major titles, enough to get him down the road into the PBA Hall of Fame.
Yeah, without question. 9 titles, 3 majors. He's a lock.
No Brooklyn there, nothing but a pocket strike there for Mika Koivuniemi. He won the Tournament of Champions a couple weeks ago, and there it is front and center in his trophy case. He took this picture on his new cell phone before he came out here to the U.S. Open, showed it to you and I last night and said, "Here's my trophy case. I have room for U.S. Open." He may have to do some shuffling to find room in there. It's pretty crowded. There is a look at the U.S. Open Championship hardware.
He's going to need to build an addition. His career's far from over. There's going to be a lot more trophies going up on the mantle. Something to watch throughout the telecast. I want you to watch the dartboard down lane, the rangefinder right there. That's the 10th board at 40 feet. The players will use that to try to get their bowling ball to the pocket. It's a great reference point to watch throughout the telecast. A little right or left of that, players have a chance to get to the pocket. But again, the margin for error, not very wide at the U.S. Open typically, and depending on how this oil pattern breaks down and the way the players practiced will determine just how higher scores are going to be today.
Again, Ryan, like last night, having some early issues with his approach and his footing.
Yeah, you're right. We saw the same thing last night, and it was early on. Ryan struggled mightily. The match looked like it was completely out of hand. Bill O'Neill throws a 4-bagger early, but what a turn of events late.
Took 2 frames to turn that match around, and they were both open frames by O'Neill. Here's Schaefer in the second, so he goes spare. And here is a look at the weapons that Ryan Schaefer has at his disposal today.
Going with the strongest ball in his arsenal, the Virtual Gravity Nano. Playing a little bit farther left than Mika Koivuniemi. Players move in when they're trying to find hold on a flat oil pattern.
First strike for Schaefer.
Yeah, a Brooklyn strike. Brooklyn trip 6. Huge break. Not very well liked by his opponent, I promise you.
exceptional strike from Koivu Niemi there in the third. And here's a look at the Big Finn's arsenal today.
Mission 250K.
Brand new ball. That's, of course, a reference to the 250K he pocketed by winning the TOC a couple weeks back in Vegas.
Interesting, he didn't say anything or comment after throwing the conventional strike.
Back-to-back jacks from Major Mika.
I mean, he's so focused, it doesn't matter what his opponent does. He really feels that nobody can beat him. As good as he's bowling, take a look again down lane, that rangefinder, that bowling ball about a half a board or half an inch right of that rangefinder at 40 feet, and that's the zone that you want to look for with Mika's bowling ball each and every time down the lane.
And Schaefer matches Mika's double.
And that's huge. That's taking advantage of the Brooklyn strike. He doubles up, cuts Mika's lead to 1. No issues with the approach on that shot, Rob. You see him come in a little light switch zone and shreds the rack. You notice his bowling ball down at that rangefinder is actually to the inside part. And the reason being he's playing more angle. Farther left on the approach, farther left at the arrows, farther left down lane.
Jesus.
Shows just how far left of the rangefinder he is. So the last shot, we saw him just a board inside of the rangefinder down lane. Watch this shot here.
Throwing it there.
That's a good 3 boards left. And quite honestly, on this oil pattern, no chance of holding line and getting to the pocket.
We'll talk more about the oil pattern. Our lumber liquidators know the wood next segment. Schaefer takes care of that one, and to the left of the bowlers is an empty lane which has a carpet on it, Randy, which shows you the breakdown of the oil on the lane, so our amateurs out there can get a better look at exactly what the pros are dealing with. You see it there on the far left.
Just an ocean of blue.
Which means?
Wait for it. It's coming.
Don't tease me like that. Koivu Niemi in the 5th. 3 in a row.
He's just magnificent thus far in managing his game. Every ball in the pocket. Just a flat 10 there in the second frame, but again, just showing you his versatility and his talent, being able to manage his game in such a manner to where he's pured the first 5 shots here at the U.S. Open.
Mika's wife and daughters in attendance just flew in today for this from Michigan.
What a great shot. Mika Koivu Niemi working on 3 in a row, Rod. He just pures this one. Watch this, 6-pin just wraps around the 10. Mika shows his disgust because he's like, hey, I threw that so good, I deserve all 10.
But 9 spares are how you win the U.S. Open.
9 spares are okay.
Have you ever wondered what Koivu Niemi actually means in Finnish? Put down your Finnish to English dictionary, Randy. I'm going to tell you on the backside, my friend. The 68th Lumber Liquidators U.S. Open is brought to you by Just for Men for Mustache and Beard. Keep your edge. By Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. By Barbazol. Start your day with Barbazol Shaving Cream, America's leader for a close, comfortable shave. And by Lumber Liquidators. Hardwood flooring for less. Tight one early on here in our first match of the day. Ryan Schaefer, Mika Koivuniemi fighting for the right to take on 2-seed Tommy Jones. Time now for our weekly Lumber Liquidators Know the Wood segment.
The 42-foot U.S. Open oil pattern is the toughest, nastiest lubricity the players have faced all season long. Why so tough, you ask? Look at this ocean of blue. This is solid oil from gutter to gutter. This is a flat 1-to-1 ratio oil pattern, meaning that all 39 boards are oiled exactly the same. What does that mean? Simple. Hit your target with the right amount of velocity and revolutions, or pay the price. The U.S. Open oil pattern is all about shot making.
Thank you, as always, for your knowledge, Randy.
I told you it was coming.
Patience is a virtue. It's not one of my strengths. Ryan Schaefer down 12 as he gets up to close out the sixth. Third strike of the afternoon for Schaefer.
And Rob, Mika Koivuniemi had the choice of starting lane. He chose to have Ryan Schaefer start the match to force Ryan to throw the first shot after the commercial break. Well, Ryan Schaefer stepped up and pured one right there, my friend.
That strategy didn't quite work out for Mika, but Mika in good shape early on. 4 strikes, 2 spares through 6 as we begin the 7th. Schaefer down a dozen. Issues again, but he was able to get that one down for his second double.
Yeah, it looked like he was ice skating up there and somehow found a way to direct that ball on line. Looked like he made an adjustment after the 5th frame where he went high, leaving the 3-6. It looked like he moved a little bit deeper. Nice adjustment for Ryan Schaefer, and now it's a 2-pin match. Mika Koivuniemi through 6 frames, absolutely perfect in the pocket, 4 strikes and 2 10-pins.
Back on the strike train is Major Mika. All the time we've been spending with Mika this year in our production meetings for the television shows, we've learned a lot of finish. We've learned that latte is carry, right? Latte is carry, and
something like that.
Kato is strike.
Kato.
So we asked him yesterday, well, what does Koivuniemi mean? And it translates Koivu to birch tree and Niemi to peninsula. And then Mika would just be, you know, Mike, right? So here's Mike, birch tree peninsula, stepping up in the 8th, working on a strike in the 7th. Mike, birch tree peninsula. I think I like Mika Koivuniemi a smidge better.
Yeah, that's a bad man right now, and he's throwing it absolutely beautifully. You know, it's funny when we interview him, he doesn't give up a whole lot about why he's so been so successful this season, but I'm going to give you a couple right now. Great balance at the foul line. His arm swing is just as pure as anything I've ever seen in the sport in terms of the direction of it. His arm swing is just beautiful. His body position at the foul line for a big guy, he's perfectly balanced. He's got his weight over his left knee. And then he's got a great mind. He's really confident right now.
7-10 left by Schaefer.
7-10 split.
Circle this one. And this may be where the tight match is broken open.
Well, if he wants to stay in this match, he's going to have to become the 4th player in the history of bowling on television to convert the 7-10 split. I've made the 7-10 split in this building. It can be made here.
Goes after the 10. No dice. Open frame. First of the match for Schaefer. Down 26 now.
Now he must somehow find a way to gather and come back and strike out to have a chance in this match. If he does strike out, he'll shoot 223. Mika Koivuniemi's already at 229.
Back on the strike train is Schaefer. And again, go back to last night. Just about everybody in this building wrote off Ryan Schaefer with the start he had and the burst that Bill O'Neill had coming out of the gate. Schaefer was able to claw his way back in there in advance to today's show. And again, Ryan Schaefer, no stranger to the majors, just stranger to the winner's circle. Has never won a major, just 4 PBA Tour titles on his resume. Mika looking for 3 in a row. This would be taking a nail and getting ready to put it in the coffin.
Well, this shot is just way left. A little over anxious, I think, Rob, because a strike there in the 9th frame and then good count in the 10th, the match is over. But you can see just how well inside that rangefinder he is. But the break is only leaving the 3-pin. I mean, that's huge. Remember just a couple of weeks ago at the Masters against Tom Hess, Mika looked like he was in control and then inexplicably came up with a couple of shots that went right through the nose, leaving huge splits.
So Mika remains clean with a spare in the 9th, the lead at 25 as we begin the 10th. Koivuniemi won the 2000 Masters, won the 01 U.S. Open, and won this year's version of the Tournament of Champions.
And all he needs is 8 spare 8 to move on.
Head on over to PBA.com right now to submit your More of What Matters to You fan question, brought to you by the makers of One A Day, directed to our #1 seed today, Norm Duke. If your question is picked, you'll be recognized on air, and Norm will answer it live. Big fist pump for the Big Fin.
This match is over. This is a great shot here when he needed it most. See that ball that time just right of the rangefinder. The great hand gets the ball to tip ever so slightly down the lane. And then the nice pin carry.
Strike number 8 for Major Mika. First title he ever won on the PBA Tour was a major. He's looking for his 2nd major of the season and his 2nd ever U.S. Open title.
Chris Barnes knew what he was talking about a few months ago when he said Mika was bowling better than anybody on the planet, and he's proving it.
Mika Koivuniemi will move on to take on your 2-seed Tommy Jones. Jones, the 30th greatest player in PBA history. The 32-year-old South Carolina native is on deck. The 2-seed gunning for his 2nd career U.S. Open crown.